Hi, I'm Jessica Martin Weber with the Leaky Boob, and I'm here talking with Kathryn Higgins from Motherlove Herbal Company. And it's my pleasure to be here to bring some of the questions that I see regularly on the Facebook wall of the Leaky Boob. And Kathryn, with your expertise in herbs, I knew you were the person to go to ask the questions that every mom has.
Yes, and I would love to answer some questions on herbs for breastfeeding women and how to use them. And
thank you. I would like to ask you a couple of questions real quick first about the company. Could you give us just a quick synopsis of the history, why you started Motherlove, how you got into this? I think my readers and certainly plenty of others would love to hear a little bit about that.
I've been an herbalist for close to 40 years and experimenting with what I could gather in the wild and grow. And in '82 I got pregnant with my oldest daughter, Silencia, and started making things for us, nipple creams and massage oils and stretch mark creams and different herbal combinations, and I've been teaching people how to make their herbal medicine and cook with wild plants since '85. And
Wow.
local store wanted to carry the products that I just had handmade labels with and giving away, and I said that'd be great. I'm going to call it Motherlove for the market, you know, the products, what they were doing, and for Mother Earth, because everything that we need really grows on Mother Earth if you could just recognize how to use them. And took it out, got real labels in '90 and started taking it out of town, and we're celebrating over 20 years being in business, and it's now trademarked in 40 countries and distributed all over the world. So
Oh, I know lots of
kitchen
mothers
table.
I love that, and I know lots of mothers love Motherlove products. I hear all the time testimonials of women who your products have made a huge difference.
Oh, and I'm just so grateful to be able to make a difference in people's lives and be able to let women breastfeed and have that bond. And so.
Thank you for supporting families and moms. Tad, why are some herbs safe in pregnancy but not in breastfeeding, and vice versa?
Well, mint, which is a common herb for digestion and nausea, could be used for something like morning sickness, and but it is one of the herbs, along with sage, that's known to decrease milk. So somebody drinking mint tea in pregnancy, taking Altoids, which is a strong mint, breath mint, could decrease your milk. But then once again, like fenugreek, which I mentioned, is a great herb for breastfeeding, cannot be taken in pregnancy because of the stimulation of the smooth muscles. So those are two herbs that are very common in pregnancy, but very common in breastfeeding that couldn't be interchanged. But as I mentioned in the More Milk too, raspberry would be great for both. Nettle would be great for both. In fact, even oats would be great for both. You know, oatmeal, oat bread.
So
oat
nutritious.
straw. Yeah, tea. Very nutritious. Very high in magnesium, and an excellent herb to take for both. On our website, we do have under the frequently asked questions part of the website under resources, herbs to take while pregnant, herbs not to take while pregnant, herbs to take while breastfeeding, not to take while breastfeeding.
What an excellent resource. Could you remind us the name of your website again?
It's motherlove.com, and then we have resources. We have a lot of different information on books, studies with breastfeeding studies. As I said, a lot of questions that we've answered on morning sickness, breastfeeding, mastitis, thrush, sore nipples.
Wonderful.
And I've answered them not only with herbs, because herbs might not be the first thing that people would want to turn to. I answer it with homeopathy, exercise, nutrition, even thoughts. Thought directs energy.
Right.
So lots of different ways for you to start addressing some of those issues besides herbs.
What a great resource. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I know with moms who have a lot of questions, often they're turning to herbs because they're frustrated with what they believe is low supply problems. And I'd love to ask you how herbs can help that. When should moms turn to herbs, and just your knowledge in general regarding herbs and breastfeeding with supply?
Well, there's a lot of reasons women might have low supply from not latching properly, low nutrition, stress, having the baby not positioned properly. Lactation consultants can certainly help with those. One of the most well-known herbs in this country for breastfeeding is fenugreek. Now, fenugreek has been used worldwide for generations as a food and as an herb to increase breast milk. I don't know if many people know, but it has that maple syrup flavor, which it is one of the main ingredients in flavoring imitation maple syrup. It's an ingredient in curries, it's an ingredient in spice blends, so it has been used as a food and with other populations, other countries worldwide.
So many of us are eating it all the time on a regular basis already.
Right. And it's a fairly safe herb. I mean, people have used it, like I say, for years and years and years with no documented deaths. There are some side effects that can happen, as with any food, any herb, and one of the ones with fenugreek is it can make your blood sugar go down. So if you're hypoglycemic, it could make you a little spaced out. It could make you hungry. A lot of people don't know that they're hypoglycemic until they start lowering their blood sugar. Women who have high blood sugar find that fenugreek really helps to monitor it. But if you are on insulin medication, you need to always talk to your doctor about any kind of medication you might be taking before trying herbs. But for the majority of women, it's a very safe and effective herb to use to increase breast milk.
Now, how would a mom know maybe that she needed to use an herb such as fenugreek or anything else? But since we're talking about fenugreek, how would she know when to use that? I mean, is it just she thinks she has low supply, go get something and it's not going to be a problem? Or is there a time when she shouldn't use it, a time that she should use it?
Well, I would go talk with a lactation consultant or your doctor, tell them your issues with low milk supply, and then they can, as I said, check all these other things that might be issues with you, and then if that isn't being corrected, and a lot of women think they might have low milk, but they really don't. Another way to check is how many diapers does your baby go through, getting the baby weighed. I think a lot of people have concerns just because this is your baby,
right?
And it really is not the problem that they think it is. But if it is the problem, there are many things to check, and one of them then would be, do I need to supplement with some herbs that are commonly used to increase milk? When we do combination products that not just use fenugreek, but have different herbs that you've maybe heard of like goat's rue, all of the umbelliferous family does help to increase milk. That would include dill and anise and fennel. Those have been used worldwide to also increase milk.
You mentioned your combination products. What are in your combination products, and could you walk us through the products that you have that are specifically for making more milk, and what's in them?
Well, we have the More Milk Plus, which is our most popular formula, and it does have the fenugreek, blessed thistle, the fennel, and then nettle. Nettle is very, very high in nutrition, and that I think it's one of my most favorite herbs because it does have iron and calcium. It's a storehouse of nutrition, and that really supports breastfeeding. Now, that would be a formula that would be very good for low normal milk supply. I could breastfeed. Now my milk has dropped because of growth spurt, going back to work, illness, separation. It will bring your milk back within 24 to 48 hours.
Okay.
Other combinations that we have include goat's rue. Goat's rue really is known to develop mammary tissue. Women who have said, you know what, I could not really breastfeed my last child. I don't know why. Or, my breast never developed while I was pregnant. Now, they've been told that might not affect your milk supply, but it indeed does. So goat's rue is a really good herb. It does take longer to have an effect, more like 2 to 3 weeks. So we have a combination called Special Blend, More Milk Special Blend, 50% goat's rue to help with that. It would even help with adoption. We've worked with many adoptive moms to be able to
induce lactation or relactate?
To induce lactation, yes.
How
yes.
neat.
Another combination we have would be called More Milk with no fenugreek, because of the women who are on insulin medication, who are very prone to gas, digestive upsets. That would be another side effect that people encounter with fenugreek. Now, that kind of side effect happens a lot more if you're taking a lot of straight fenugreek. And our combination with blessed thistle, which is anti-diarrheal, it has a check and balance. And that's one thing I looked at when making our formulas, is what are some of the other characteristics of these herbs besides increasing milk. And blessed thistle being a great liver herb, really great to have that check and balance with fenugreek and the gas or diarrhea. Fennel coming through your milk can help with colic because it's a great digestive herb. You see it in Indian restaurants as you walk out the door.
Yeah, the little bowl. Yeah.
Of the fennel seed, and it's you'll see it in a lot of the baby colic formulas. So I looked at all of those different combinations. But so we have the More Milk Plus, which is the most popular one with those herbs. We have the special blend, which would help develop mammary tissue for adoption, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and we have More Milk without the fenugreek.
Okay.
We also have, because fenugreek can stimulate the smooth muscles. Now, your breasts are smooth muscles, but so is your uterus. So you would not want to take anything with fenugreek while you're pregnant. So we have a specific formula called More Milk 2, which has the alfalfa, raspberry, and nettles in it. I like to put nettles in everything, which would be, if you're breastfeeding a toddler and you end up getting pregnant, you want to get off anything with the fenugreek. So alfalfa is what we feed our dairy goats. In fact, alfalfa is very high in vitamin K.
Yes.
You know, midwives will give you alfalfa tablets
Absolutely.
before you go into labor for that clotting effect. And then raspberry, high in calcium and
Also a uterine tone.
Yeah, and one of the most recommended herbs when you're pregnant. But they are also herbs to increase breast milk.
Melissa from the Leaky Boob Facebook page asked, why is there alcohol in some of your products?
Well, alcohol, along with water, extracts the widest range of constituents. Water, like in your teas, does a very good job of extracting vitamins, minerals from the herbs. But for many of the constituents that make the product effective, you need an alcohol extraction. So what we do is extract the herbs in alcohol and water to get the widest range into the product. And then for the alcohol-free products, the alcohol is steamed off and replaced with vegetable glycerin. And then with our capsules, they are a liquid in a capsule. The alcohol and water is all steamed off. So it is alcohol-free, and then soy lecithin and coconut oil is used as the preservative. Now, the other benefit of alcohol is many people believe that it gets it into your system faster. Although the capsules, because they are alcohol-free and it's easy to take a capsule, they're very popular. But the amount of alcohol, it does have that alcohol bite. We suggest you put in a little bit of water and then drink it. It takes out that alcohol bite. It gets the herbs into your system. There's you could drink the whole bottle, and it would be less alcohol that would be in a drink, you know, in an alcoholic drink. Lactation consultants tell me that alcohol is out of your breast milk within 2 hours. But yeah, the reason we want to use it is because it takes that herb, it extracts the widest constituents, and it preserves the herb at that time frame. So we can take a whole dried herb, macerate it, and preserve it at that quality. Once you dry an herb and powder it as in a powdered capsule, it starts losing quality because it's being oxidized, and it does not have the shelf life. Like a dried herb might lose its potency within a year, as a tincture will keep that quality for 5 years. We have a 5-year shelf life. I mean, I'm using tinctures that I made 20 years ago, and they still have the potency. So the advantages are the extraction and the quality of...
I'm wondering, is it possible that maybe a mom tries a powdered version of fenugreek or something else, does not experience good results or much of a change at all? Would she perhaps have a different experience with a tincture? Is it possible that that it's just the concentration that's the problem? Or?
Yeah, things like that all affect the quality. Where the herb was picked, how it was processed, if it's a powder or a tincture. We have a lot more, I think, success with tinctures because they can be so much more concentrated. You don't have to take so much. You don't see the side effects. And also, many products, ours is dosed for breastfeeding, I think, because that's specifically what we do. We make these products for breastfeeding. For instance, blessed thistle and fenugreek, as you see in powdered capsules, have many other uses for digestion, for liver health, for ulcerations in your stomach, things like that. So they have many, many uses, and companies are not dosing them for breastfeeding. So you really have to understand if you're taking the right amount, the quality of the company you're making it for. As an herbalist, I love tinctures.